Hey guys, it's Aijing here. Right, today we're going to get into the pinks. I've sort of divided the pinks into further subcategories because I got all of the pink ones out and oh my god, I was so overwhelmed. Like, look at this. I swatched everything on a piece of paper and there are just so many shades. I don't think I'll be getting into the lip glosses because they're just so many. But basically I've divided it into sort of nudie pinks, pink pinks and coral pinks. And we'll start off with the coral pinks, and most of them are in the lucent lip color formula. I know because I've had these lipsticks for so long, like I know which velvet formulas can be sheared down to a similar finish or a similar shade in the lucent lip color formula. So I will talk you through that, but I can't swatch every single shade and compare every single shade like I did with the reds because, like I said, they're just too many. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Also, I just want you to know that I really try to bring you really good quality videos, and I check kind of the color grade of my videos really carefully to make sure the color that I have on my face looks like what it looks like in real life in the video. Yeah, so a lot of love and care goes into it, so I really hope you find it helpful. This is a shade Dance Card. Pink peachy coral hue inspired by the lipsticks from the late 50s. And on this side I've got Dance Card, and on this side I've got Wonder Wheel. So you can see Wonder Wheel is a little bit brighter, a little bit more of a pink shade rather than kind of like a coral shade. And I've got the shade Je ne sais quoi on this side. Well, this side is still Dance Card. You can see Je ne sais quoi has more of a colour. I don't know how to say it, but it's a bit more pigmented. And I feel like these two are the same tonal family, but Je ne sais quoi is just a little bit deeper, a little bit darker. Like the colour payoff is just more obvious on my lips. So if you want something a little bit brighter, a little bit more pigmented, go with Je ne sais quoi. If you want something a little bit more subtle, then Dance Card is your gal. This is Atomic Cherry against Dance Card. Atomic Cherry is, you know, that corally red. I did feature in my red collection as well, but since it is sort of pinky as well, it's also in this video. And you can see Atomic Cherry is just much brighter. But I also want to point out before I take off Dance Card is a pale shade, right? And what I've noticed is that the paler shades in the lucent lip color formulas do settle into fine lines more and gets a little bit patchy, like Le Mépris is one of them, and Dance Card is definitely one of them as well. I'm just going to get a little bit closer to camera so you can see. So can you see how Atomic Cherry just look shiny, smooth, whereas this, I feel like, can you see the bits settling into my fine lines? Like, I feel like the colour just look a little bit patchier on this side compared to this. So I just wanted to show you the Go Lightly gloss against Dance Card lipstick, because Go Lightly, the lipstick itself has been discontinued. That's the colour that I swatch on my hand, and I feel like it's basically a combination of Dance Card and like Je ne sais quoi, kind of, really. So I wanted to see how similar the Go Lightly gloss, which is still available, would be against Dance Card, and I feel like they have very similar colours. And since Dance Card is a little bit patchy, if you want that colour and that shine, I think the Go Lightly lip gloss might be a better option for you. And I've got the shade Je ne sais quoi here.
It is a warm, creamy coral. It's got a duality of vibrancy and subtlety, manages to brighten the face without being an overly bright shade.
And I've got Wonder Wheel on this side and Je ne sais quoi on this side. So Wonder Wheel is definitely more of a pink than a coral when you compare the two together. Now, if I didn't tell you I was wearing two different shades, would you be able to tell I was wearing two different shades? Probably not, right? But I've got Atomic Cherry on this side and Je ne sais quoi on this side. I think when you look at them in the bullet, they do look quite different. This is Atomic Cherry. Atomic Cherry is a bit more red, a little bit brighter. But I feel like on the lips there is only maybe just one shade of a difference, so definitely don't think you need both. I guess je ne sais quoi is a little bit easier to wear because it's just maybe like a tiny bit subtler. But yeah, so that's the two compared. And I have in my previous video shown you that Strawberry Shock Sheer Down is very similar to Atomic Cherry, so I feel like having Strawberry Shock gives you 3 lipsticks. Does that make sense? And here we have Wonder Wheel. I think, yeah, Wonder Wheel is so much more pink than I remember. I always remembered it as a coral shade, but actually it's more like a pink shade. My descriptive words are not good, are they? But anyway, this is Wonder Wheel.
Juicy Popsicle Pink shade, vibrant reddish pink.
And here we have Atomic Cherry against Wonder Wheel. So Atomic Cherry is just a little bit more orange when you compare it to Wonder Wheel. I'm trying to swipe more on so it's a bit more obvious. But again, it's like one of those shades that feels like they should look really different, but then don't when you actually put it on the lips. And I guess with these two in a bullet, they actually look quite similar. Although I definitely do think Wonder Wheel is so much more pink. I think there's more of a difference in Wonder Wheel versus Atomic Cherry than je ne sais quoi versus Atomic Cherry. So since Wonder Wheel kind of straddles between corally pink and pinky pink, so let's move on to the pinky pinks, and we'll start off with the lucent lip colours and then move on to the pinky pinks in the more velvety formula. So this is Rosy Shell compared to Wonder Wheel. What a difference. So this is what I mean, right? When you compared Wonder Wheel to the corally pinks, it looked like a pinky pink. But now I'm comparing it with the true pinky pinks, it looks like a corally pink. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, this is once again Love of My Life. And this is Rose Official compared with Wonder Wheel. Rose Official has more of that woody tone to it. It's definitely a pink, but sort of mauvey. It's got like rosewood to it as well, which is a really, really nice shade. This is like one of the first colours that came out in the lucent lip colour formula. Rosy Shell.
The delicate coastal pink hue of rose-cup seashells are brought to lucent life in this deliciously pretty shade, a light pink with a mixture of cool and warm undertones.
So Rosy Shell is kind of like that milky pink, right? It's that cool baby tone pink, but a little bit more wearable because of the finish. So I'm going to actually compare it to a couple lip glosses first. So I've got the lip gloss Charm on this side compared to Rosy Shell, because, you know, Charm is that cool tone baby pink lip gloss. Obviously the two are very similar. I do think I probably prefer the gloss, to be honest, because it's one of the more paler shades in the lucent lip colour formula. It's nowhere near as bad as Le Mépris, but I do feel like maybe it's just settling to my fine lines a little bit with Rosy Shell. Yeah, not as bad as Dance Card either, but I feel like I notice it just a little bit more, so that's why I prefer the gloss formula. And here we've got the shade Delilah. This is what it looks like in the tube itself. It's kind of like this lilac-y shade, and it's got sparkles to it. Again, looks quite similar to Rosy Shell, but not as similar as Charm. And now I've got the shade of the gloss Beauty on this other half. As you can see, they're definitely all a family, but Beauty is definitely more pigmented, so it's just a little bit darker than Rosy Shell. And this shade is Love of My Life against Rosy Shell. So Love of My Life is a little bit deeper, less of that white base, so it's a little bit more wearable. I think Love of My Life is one of my top lucent lip colour shades in terms of the pink series, for sure. And now we've got Rose Official against Rosy Shell. So both with Rose in their name, but Rose Official, Rosewood, and this is like a pink rose. And this is the shade Love of My Life.
Vibrant rosy pink, not blue, not red, it manages to sit right between the two. Modern, sheeny flush of bright pink.
And now I've got the shade Love of My Life against Rose Official. As you can see, Love of My Life is that brighter pink. Now I've got the Beauty gloss on against Love of My Life. They're actually basically the same shade. Honestly, they look exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the finish. The gloss being glossier, obviously. Rose Official.
Alluringly classic blue-based, light to medium rose pink.
So this is Rose Official and this is Spirited Away. So because both of these have that kind of, rosewood undertone, I just wanted to compare them. But you can see Spirited Away has more of that brown wood tone to it. So it's a bit less pink. And it would be the same thing with Painterly on this side. I'm not going to put it on my lips because Painterly and Spirited Away look very, very similar on my lips. So doing one is kind of like doing both. Rainbow Spill.
Brightest watermelon pink imaginable with a muted pastel neon edge.
Interesting experiment. I put Wonder Wheel on this side and kept Rainbow Spill on this side, and I feel like you should be able to see that Wonder Wheel and Rainbow Spill look quite similar, and I did sort of make Rainbow Spill a little bit more balmy, so that's what it looks like, and that's Wonder Wheel swatched on my hand. So I think you can notice more of a difference when it's on my hand, because obviously there's less background colour right underneath it, but on my lips they look quite similar. So from memory, I felt like maybe Strawberry Shock would look similar to Rainbow Spill. I only lightly swatched Strawberry Shock, but you can see Strawberry Shock just looks so much more red, right, when you compare them next to each other. So Rainbow Spill definitely not the same as Strawberry Shock, and really not similar at all, actually. So I've got Rainbow Spill, and then I've got Skyscraper Rose on this side. So Skyscraper Rose, again, is another true pink, but it's a bit darker. It's got a tiny bit more purple to it. Now I've got Velvet Carnival against Rainbow Spill. Velvet Carnival's got that same bright, almost neon vibe, but much more purple, so you can see. Skyscraper Rose.
Uber modern yet totally sophisticated, full coverage fuchsia pink with immense depth. The red undertones means it's great for those who don't normally do pink.
So I've got Velvet Carnival on this side, Skyscraper Rose on this side. So Velvet Carnival looks a little bit more purple, a little bit more neon compared to Skyscraper Rose. I remember when I first bought Velvet Carnival, I did think, oh, it's going to look, way too similar to Skyscraper Rose, but actually Velvet Carnival is not quite as wearable because it's so bright and so purple. It's a stunning shade, but I do prefer Skyscraper Rose. And now we have the shade New Wave, which is kind of the deepest purple she's got. Well, it's not the deepest purple, but it's the deepest bright purple Lisa's got in her range. New Wave.
Unashamedly bold magenta, modern yet classic, subversive yet soft, cool blue undertones in this statement cyclamen shade is shown through with edgy glamour and electronic chic.
So I've got Velvet Carnival here against New Wave. Velvet Carnival is lighter. Velvet Carnival.
Acid fuchsia with attitude, pop art pink, blue undertones, quintessentially contemporary and modern.
I've got Love of My Life over here and Velvet Carnival over here, because I was thinking that maybe Velvet Carnival sheared down would look like Love of My Life, but I think it's just a little bit too bright. I've got Velvet Carnival sheared down with a balm and Love of My Life over here. Can you see? The two are very similar. Velvet Petal.
Soothing song of the spring peony in full bloom, perfectly formed light warm pink.
Velvet Beauty here against Velvet Petal. You can see Beauty is a true medium pink. And I've got Velvet Muse on this side. I think in my memory Muse has always been a rose colour, but really it's definitely more brown than pink, and I think it's really obvious when you compare the two. Sunday Matinee.
Soft, pouty, medium pink with a hint of warmth, never washed out or too try hard.
So while I was editing, I realised I completely forgot to put Velvet Petal and Sunday Matinée together, so I just quickly threw it on for you. Obviously I got glasses on, no makeup, but anyway, this is Velvet Petal and this is Sunday Matinée. So you can see Sunday Matinée is just a touch pinker, a touch brighter, whereas Velvet Petal looks more like a pinky nude. They're both pinky nudes, but Velvet Petal has more of that nude tone. Does that make sense? Petal, Sunday Matinée. And this is Velvet Beauty, again Sunday Matinée. Velvet Beauty is a lot more cool toned pink, which makes it look brighter. Velvet Beauty.
Vibrant rose pink light shade, perfect tone for celluloid ingenues everywhere. Blue undertones lends it a fresh innocence.
This is Velvet Blush Lightly against Velvet Beauty over here. So Blush Lightly has a little bit more of that brown, but it's still more pink compared to Velvet Muse. So I've got Velvet Blush over here, which is much deeper. And this is the Beauty Gloss. This is Velvet Blush Lightly.
Playful wearable medium muted berry tone evokes just a bitten lip flushed with colour.
And here we've got Velvet Blush and Velvet Blush Lightly. And finally, this is Velvet Blush. It's kind of like a muted plum. It's not really that pink, it's definitely more plummy purple.
Deep pink berry with muted cool undertones.
And we have the blush gloss here. I think blush as a gloss is a lot more wearable than blush as a lipstick. So there are a lot of pinks. And just as I predicted, I can't handle the glosses at the same time as well. So I did a little bit of gloss comparison, but I think I'll do a dedicated gloss video just comparing the glosses next to each other. Let me know if you'll be interested in that. If not, I will just skip it, which my lips will be very thankful for. So this is it. This is the pink series. And next, I guess, we'll have the browns. If there aren't too many browns, I'll push the browns and the purples together. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.